Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this Wednesday night. We've made it through half the week. We can do it. We can do it. I'm going to talk about several different things. We survived. We survived today, and we made it through, and we're not harmed by the thing that made our cell phones buzz and do an alert thing. I'm going to go more into that in a minute and kind of give you some of my thoughts as far as big picture about that. So I'll go into that here in a few moments. Also have two, three little news items that you probably missed that you really need to know about, that you'll be interested to know about. I have a really good verse to share with you that I believe will make an impact on you as well, make you think. That's for sure. So stay tuned for that. It's very good. But first, a couple of things real quick. I was part of a live stream last night. The creator, this is a friend of mine. The creator name is It's Beer Drink. I will put a link to his channel in the description of this video. But we did a live last night. We were scheduled to do it at 8 p.m. last night, but we had some difficulties. We had some technical difficulties. We got them ironed out, and we didn't start till about 8:45. So a lot of folks probably missed it. We do plan to do more of them. We're talking about maybe doing one once a month or maybe even more often than that. But we talk about current events. We talk about preparation. We talk about our faith. Last night, one of the things we talked about was finding a good church. So he's a really good guy. He's a Christian. He's into preparedness as well. So check it out. And we'll next time we do a live, we will give you plenty of notice next time. Okay. I was thinking about this the other day, and I think I heard this somebody else say this, and I just jotted it down. Uh, During the fall of the Roman Empire, especially towards the end, where it really fell, where it really just fell apart, there was increased number of games, entertainment. The Colosseum was busier than ever. Circuses, things to keep the folks distracted, keeping the mob occupied, keeping the mob distracted. Sounds kind of familiar now, doesn't it? Does it make you think of another country right now? Maybe the one we're living in, or most of us are living in. You could probably lump Canada into that, probably, and some of Europe as well. I know a good many of y'all out there watch this channel from Canada and Europe. So, you know, all right. A couple of quick little items. I saw the story a day or two ago. The Pentagon is warning Congress that it is running low on money to replace the weapons that it's sending Ukraine and has already been forced to slow down resupplying some troops. I don't know what to believe anymore. It comes out of that place, but duh. I mean, we've sent all kind of stuff over there. Maybe we should think about maybe making some things and keeping some things that we might need for ourselves for this country. Hello? Makes no sense. The W the WHO, that leader, that guy, y'all, you know who I'm talking about. This guy. All right, I'm not gonna say. I'm not. All right. I'm just gonna say the leader of the WHO congratulated the Nobel Peace Prize, the Nobel Prize winner. I guess it's peace. The Nobel Prize winner this year to the scientists who created the mRNA technology that has enabled, this is his words, has enabled a safe, quote unquote, safe and effective treatment against the you know what. All right, there is that. I'll be interested to get your thoughts on that. Do these prizes mean anything anymore? I mean, come on. Excess deaths. I've seen this report in more than one area or more than one publication. Excess death rates from cardiovascular diseases were up 44% now. Think about that. 44% in the year 2022 among UK citizens aged 15 to 44. That's according to a report using official government data. I wonder what's behind that. I wonder what's behind that. Probably many things, but you know what I mean. I tell you. Let me go ahead and talk about being marked safe. Marked safe from the emergency alert system. We survived it, y'all. I was working. I don't, tell me what y'all were doing if you had your telephone. I know a lot of people had their cell phones off, their electronic equipment off, and all that. You may have not even heard it or had the alert on your devices, but I was working, so I had to have my cell phone on. I have a work cell phone too. And so I heard the alerts at 2:18, 2:17, 2:18 p.m. I was working, but it was a very quick flash on the screen. And I can't even remember all it said. It was fast and then it disappeared. It was that tone, that familiar tone that you hear when you hear an Amber Alert. And it said something like presidential alert test or some emergency test alert, something like that. And then it had another sentence, and I can't remember. I think it's something like no action needs to be taken or something like that. But and then it was gone. It was gone fast. So I've heard that the test lasted 30 minutes. I don't know what the other 29 minutes were supposed to consist of. That's kind of a question mark on my end. But a lot of people were, you heard a lot of different things, like anything from nanoparticles were going to attack us to zombies were going to be formed, from this to all kinds of stuff. Now, let me be clear here. All right, I'm not knocking those folks, because there are times when the tinfoil hat is very tight on my head. Okay, you know, and so I've been thinking about this, and so I believe that, because I'm trying to convey this. People have been asking, and that people have been asking me, like, why is it this time people, we've had these kind of alerts before or similar. Why are people freaking out so much now about it? And my first thought is, well, if it hadn't have been for the dang Twilight Zone-ish several 3+ years we've had, I don't think people would be thinking twice about it. Maybe some people would. You're going to have that segment of the population that's always like that. But if you think about the last 3+ years that we've experienced, I mean, how many conspiracy theories have been proven true? I mean, the old thing, what's the difference between conspiracy theory and the truth? About 6 months, or 3 months rather. I think that's how they say it. But anyway, if we hadn't had such a crazy times here lately, then that's why. Then we wouldn't have had such a big deal about this. I don't think. I mean, there was a time when I wouldn't have thought twice about it. Okay, it's an emergency alert. All right, whatever. Go on with your day. But since we've been exposed to their true colors and the just total insanity of them, now everything they say is like, I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that, dog. I don't either. I mean, so no matter what they say, the trust level is -0. It's in the negatives. It's not just zero, it's worse than that. And that's bad. And it's sad, is what it is. It's really sad. So we shouldn't be surprised when a simple, something, if it was just, even if it was, if there was something nefarious behind this, it could be. We just don't know yet. But even if it is, at best, if it was just simply that, just an alert test, then why are people up in arms about it? Well, it's no wonder, because of all the mess we've been exposed to, right? Okay. Hope that makes sense. I hope it does. Um, but what is interesting is and I heard this today, that the United Kingdom, the UK, had a similar test like this not long ago. And then we know Russia had their full on drill to simulate an all out attack from the United States and the West. And that was on the 3rd, yesterday. So it's very interesting that all of these countries are doing similar or the same or similar kinds of emergency tests. What does that tell us? Now, if it was just one country only, or just the United States, or United States and Canada, or whatever, and nobody else, then that's okay. But since all of these other countries seem to be doing the same thing right around the same time, it makes me think, okay, why? Why is that? Are we being prepped? Are we being set up? Is something else going to really happen to where they actually do have to use this to alert us that the missiles are in the air or something like that, you know? I mean, does it make you think that? You know, share your thoughts on that. But now that they know this test works, okay, what's next? Like, we've been conditioned, especially the last few years, that they talk about running these simulations and then the crap happens, right? Think about it. It's like predictive programming. I mean, really, that's just on my mind. Again, the trust just isn't there. And you know, this is why. One thing I mentioned last night on the live is my biggest concerns right now. Well, there's a bunch of them, but the economy, the potential for the outbreak of WW3, the border, the 2024 election cycle, and crime waves that are like the purge that you hear about every day. Remember that movie, The Purge? It makes me think of it. It's unreal. Every day you hear about something kind of crazy things happening. Like not just isolated things, it's like coordinated. The election, man, y'all. No matter who wins, half the country is going to say that is not going to want to accept the results. It doesn't matter which side. What happens then? What happens then? You know, what's the fallout? What's that going to look like? Do we even get there? Do we even get to that point? The border, don't even get me started on it. And then WW3 and the economy. I mean, I think either one of those or both could just really get out of hand at any time, any moment. That is why we got to keep preparing. We must keep in our preparation. Okay, most of us are already prepped up. It's about topping off. It's about seeing where your weaknesses is. You'll see where you have holes and fill them. So I believe that's the important thing. Keep working your garden. Mrs. Dawg went out there a while ago, and I know we're in the South, but picking beans, peas, still okra. So you know it's supposed to start getting cooler here this weekend. I mean, we're still having temperatures near 80 here, so you know we get okra and beans all the way to the first frost. So Miss Dawg planted carrots and what else? Carrots and what's the other thing for the cooler weather? Can't remember the other one. She's gonna have to tell you. Maybe she can do it on her channel. All right. I've uh I've just kind of ranted here for a while, so we need a verse. We need a verse. All right. This is from the devotional book. It is where is it? All right. First Corinthians chapter 2 verse 9 says, "What no eye has seen, what no ear has heard, and what no human mind has conceived, the things God has prepared for those who love him." Amen. And then down towards the end of the devotion, it says, "Lord, allow me to always notice the beauty in the world that you created for us. When the world gets crazy, help me see the little things that find joy." Isn't that the truth? Amen. So true. I mean, especially nowadays, any time, but especially in these days when things are just so upside down, don't make sense. We know that God is still on the throne. It hasn't gone anywhere. We only see part of his plan. His ways are not our ways, but it helps to get out in nature a little bit, even for a few moments, even for just a break, and just get out there and breathe in deep, take some deep breaths, just watch nature for a while. And it kind of brings you back to him. It really does. It works for us. But try that sometime. It can also just help in general, make you feel better. But share your thoughts on that. Let's stay safe out there. Keep stacking. God bless you. I'll see you soon.